Hello, my friends, and welcome to another devotional connection. I helped out with a funeral today, and I watched some people bury a loved one, and it got me thinking about some things. And so today I hope to share some of those thoughts with you. For some, this will be a very simple thing and easily understood. For others, like me, it was a thought that, while it wasn't groundbreaking or new, it helped me shift my focus on what it should be. I was listening to a retelling of a sermon from a fellow pastor in the Southern California conference. His sermon made something very clear to me that I had not named before. Church had and has become a destination. Now, before your defenses get raised and you put them on red alert, please hear me out. In my journey as a Christian, going to church has been the end goal of a long week. It was a place where I hoped to get my batteries recharged so I could hopefully, faithfully go into another long week. It was the end result of my labor, an earned reprieve. Often I've heard myself say the words, "If I can just make it to church," or "I barely made it to church this week." Going to church was the end goal. The Sabbath has now come, and I just need to make it into the building. As I got more involved and started working in various ministries, that too became the end goal, ministering to those already in the church. Believe me when I tell you that it's all good stuff, and I still feel like that sometimes. If I could just make it to church and get my batteries recharged, I will be okay. But okay to do what? What does it look like to have church not be the end of a long week, but the beginning of one? A place where we go to get our marching orders from our Lord and Master to now go out and do not random acts of good, but regular ones. What would it look like to minister not just to each other, but to go out on a regular basis and minister to the world as Jesus did? By example, Jesus spent a lot of time where the people who needed to be ministered to were. He intentionally sought out the woman at the well at a time when she would be found. He intentionally went to the pool of Bethesda to heal a man's body where he was known to be. He intentionally went to Peter's house to heal his mother-in-law. He intentionally sought out Peter and Andrew, James and John, where they were. More of his great sermons came out of church, not in one. And according to the Bible, it was his custom to attend church regularly. Yet church was not the destination it has become in modern times. It seemed like most of his efforts in ministry were outside the church amongst the people who needed him most. It has become a cliche to say things like "pay it forward" and "I owe you one" in an effort to repay the kindness we were shown. It shows a serious flaw in our society that we only act kindly because kindness was shown to us. Now we have to randomly look to be kind to someone else. I don't want to be that kind of Christian. I want to be the one who does things like Jesus did. Church was a custom. He was constant about going. But his ministry were to those who needed it most outside of those walls. He was regular in homes, regular amongst the people, and a regular in prayer, and a regular in the places that God led him to help and heal. Church was not a destination for him. It was HQ. It was a place he checked, he checked in so he could go back to the field and do the work. His actions weren't random; they were regular. Don't forget, that's how they found him when he was praying in the garden when he was arrested. He was doing what he always did. Today I am praying that I rededicate myself to being like Jesus, a regular amongst the people, going to them instead of waiting on them to come to us, doing ministry the way he did, not random, but fiercely intentional. Talk to you again soon.